April 1st, 1945. The United States 10th Army hits the beaches of Okinawa. Lieutenant General Simon Bolivar Buckner Jr. commands an invasion measured in brutal arithmetic. Take the last island before Japan. End the war. Hidden among M1 Garand rifles and Thompson submachine guns, a small group carries something new. The T3 Carbine with the T120 infrared Sniperscope. Buck Rogers to some. Science fiction made real. For the first time, American infantry can see in darkness and shoot what they see. The shock lands fast. After-action tallies from the opening week credit roughly 150 of these infrared carbines, with around 30% of Japanese casualties caused by rifle and carbine fire. Not the whole invasion, not the naval guns. A handful of teams turning night into day. The routes run back to fear. Guadalcanal, New Guinea. American units learned that after sunset, the jungle belonged to Japan. Infiltration teams glided through palm and kunai grass. Rifles, bayonets, grenades, they cut wires. Hit command posts, slipped away. You would hear a rustle, a snapped twig, and nothing more. The next morning revealed the cost. Years of fighting in China and Manchuria had honed Japanese night movement into a terror weapon. The United States Army Engineer Board at Fort Belvoir set a blunt requirement. Let soldiers see in the dark. The solution was a marriage of three pieces. An infrared spotlight, filtered so its beam was invisible. An electronic image converter that turned that infrared light into a green picture. And a portable power source that could drive high voltage in the field. Civilian engineers built a working set by late 1943. In tests, it revealed human forms out to about 70 yards. They needed a host weapon. The M1 Garand was sturdy but heavy. The Thompson lacked reach. The M1 Carbine fit. Light, semi-automatic, manageable recoil. By 1945, the United States had produced millions of carbines. Some late-war M2 versions even offered selective fire. For the night scope, specialists created the T3 carbine, a variant with an integral mount. Iron sights were removed. The T120 scope sat on top. A big infrared lamp hung under the barrel. A cable ran to a canvas pack with a 6-volt battery and a transformer that stepped up to roughly 4,250 volts for the tube. The whole set weighed about 34 pounds. Most crews worked in pairs, one to shoot, one to carry batteries, and watch their flank. Training mattered. The scope gave a narrow field of view with limited depth. Wind-blown grass looked like a crawling man. Operators drilled until they could tell the difference. They learned to talk to nearby platoons to avoid friendly fire. They learned to fire, move, and fire again. Across the lines sat the Japanese 32nd Army under Lieutenant General Mitsuru Ushijima. Caves, tunnels, interlocking strongpoints. The plan was simple: survive by day, bleed the Americans by night. The tactic had worked elsewhere. On Okinawa, it meant something new. Picture a team on a rain-slick ridge. The scope glows green. The field ahead looks empty to the naked eye. Through the tube, shapes emerge. A file of men low-crawling through grass. The gunner waits. 70 yards. He presses the trigger. The flash hider masks his position. The lead figure falls. Confusion spreads. More shots. The rest go down. The survivors cannot find the shooter. They cannot find the light. The night has turned. Reports from the 24th Corps noted a sharp drop in enemy confidence after sunset. Intercepts caught Japanese units groping for explanations. Dev-il-aise. Magic. A new kind of artillery. None of it helped. Infrared teams began guiding friendly mortars and machine guns onto larger groups they could see forming in the dark. They became early warning sentries with a trigger. The gear had flaws. Moisture and shock could knock the tube out. Fog and rain cut the beam. The battery drained fast and was heavy. The field of view stayed tight, but the effect was undeniable. For the first time in the Pacific, American infantry contested the night and won. Production ramped hard. One engineer, William W. Garstang, later recalled that his firm built about 1,700 scopes during the war, many bound for the Philippines and Okinawa. Plans on the table called for thousands more. Operation Downfall, the invasion of Japan, would have deployed them in strength across urban streets and mountain gullies. The atomic bombs and the surrender ended that test. The legacy endured. The T3 carbine and the T120 scope proved the concept. Illuminate with invisible light. Convert it to a visible image. Put that power on the shoulder of a single soldier. Modern night vision is lighter, sharper, and longer ranged. The principle is the same, and it began when a few dozen teams on Okinawa looked into the dark, and the dark looked back, then blinked,